Welcome back, my children. Let me ask you, why are you here? Why are any of us here? Just to suffer.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Well, speaking of suffering, there's something that I want to talk about today, and I'm going to take a scenic route towards Udupi. We're going to suffer in the beauty of the nature. How about that? It's not me who's specifically suffering, but the people who bought OLA scooters. Yes sir, I want to talk about electric vehicles today, especially the two-wheelers. Yeah, the debate on Twitter between the CEO of OLA, Bhavish Agarwal, and the comedian Kunal Kamra. This is the first video that I actually planned out. Like, I thought the next video that I'm gonna make has to have some value. I don't want to waste people's time. I just want to give them some information or some personal thoughts on some things that are going on. Yeah, the debate was when Bhavish posted a photo of, if I remember properly, I didn't write it down, is that the CEO posted a photo of his new showroom or a outlet or a manufacturing unit, and Kunal Kamra, he posted a reply tweet stating the current situation of OLA scooters which have arrived in the showroom for servicing. They're all collecting dust, and being a CEO, his responsibility was to address the situation in a CEO way. Instead, he decided to be the comedian instead of Kunal Kamra. What happened was, he replied in a very childish manner, I personally feel. He could have gone about it in a very gentleman-like way and addressed the tweet with a proper response, like, hey, we'll look into it, or hey, yeah, I get the concern, I have received complaints, and we will look into it as soon as possible and deliver the customers their money's worth. Some Twitter users posted the Outlook magazine's cover, which said OLA CEO is a risk taker. The cover said that, but the tweets were funny. They said it wasn't the CEO who was taking risk, but it was the customers by purchasing an OLA scooter. It's a customer who is expecting a decent after-sales service. Forget decent, there is no after-sales service when it comes to OLA. The CCPA, or the Central Consumers Protection Authority, has issued a notice to OLA. Over 10,000 EV-related complaints related to quality and after-sales services, they have also remained unresolved. I mean, Processing. Take a moment to think about how deep this situation is. It's crazy. Over 10,000 complaints received. Think about the people who are just fed up with it and just left the EVs in the showrooms, like saying that, fuck it, we don't want it anymore. That is bothering me still. A debate between up-and-coming comedian and Kunal Kamra. The OLA shares have slipped from 157 to 87. So you can see the gigantic effect this dumbass debate had on OLA, which I think is justified, because there were many ways he could have gone on about it, but he chose the immature one. He's not Elon Musk, you should remember that. I would like to add my thoughts on EVs. I would say that EVs are not fully there yet. They are in the developing stage still. On the top of my head, one EV company that I like, and this is no way sponsored, by the way, if you think this is sponsored, you should look at my subscribers count as of now. It's Ultraviolet. They're making the first Indian superbike, and I couldn't be more proud. I really like the way the bike looks. I am not an EV person, not at all. See, I like to do that. Can't do that on an EV.
But what?
In the ever-changing world of technology, I will expect good competition between the electric giants. Good competition will always lead to better products in the market for an affordable price. And I read somewhere that more than 80,000 vehicles have been abandoned, or Ola EVs have been in the showroom or the dealership. Can you imagine that? 80,000 people are out there. They had high hopes for this electric vehicle that would have changed the way they commuted to and from the place that they work, or any point A and point B. They expected something efficient, they expected something reliable. What they got was a toy that doesn't even last. Well, very rarely I have seen good feedback for the Ola scooters. Very rarely. Like how the commercial says 1 out of every 10 dentists recommend this. That's exactly what I think about Ola scooters. 1 out of every 10 people who had them had good feedback about the scooter. Why I decided to talk about this is because as a two-wheeler rider, I know how important that vehicle is for your everyday tasks. And I decided to address this for the 45 people in my channel. As a PSA, I would recommend you to not get the Olas. I get it. See, I understand that for everyday commute you need something efficient, something that costs less than a petrol engine. When I say that you shouldn't buy an Ola, I'm pointing you to a direction where efficiency is not the matter, but reliability is. You can count on your combustion engines, get from here to there with sufficient amount of fuel, but you cannot be expecting the same on an electric scooter. You should be thinking, oh yeah, this reminds me, there's one person that recently booked an EV that's a Tiago electric car. We were having a conversation about why he chose the car, and he says got the car because the distance from the place of work and to his house is approximately 200 kilometers, and it will cost him around 160 rupees on the Tiago. I mean, he calculated, so it is around 160 to 170 rupees. He said that he will get a range of 300, so it's around, I thought about it, and well, it made sense to me. I mean, 160 rupees from his place of work to his house, I mean, that's goddamn cheap. But then he also mentions later that after 7 or 8 years, or after when the cells die, the batteries, there are 10 separate units in the car, the batteries, and then they have to be changed after a certain period. So each unit costs around 30,000 rupees, it seems. I was like, what? That is, if you think about it, all the 10 units to be replaced, it's 3 lakh rupees. God damn, even my voice cracked at that. And the EVs, they themselves, I mean the car, they are not cheap either. They are not affordable either. I mean, the guy, he told me that he booked it for 10 lakh rupees. My friend Anvay and I, we were talking about how the Indian market failed Ratan Tata. I'll tell you why. Have you seen the MG Comet? And now you see the Tata Nano. Why one failed and one has a good reputation? Ratan Tata ji, well, he wanted the daily commuters who had a whole ass family on the bike to have a roof over their head, to feel secure, to feel safe, at least in a Nano. See, I'll tell you why I said at least, because that is the key word for the failure of a Nano. The word at least, small, affordable, cheap. The word cheap, it got stuck in people's head. And obviously a car here is not a safety feature, it's a status symbol. One who owns a car is apparently holier than thou. Like, think about it, how much injustice the Nano had to go through. All it ever wanted, the Nano, to be an affordable family car which took you from point A to point B, and all 4 of you in a comfortable way. But no, we didn't want that. It's cheap. Even I felt the same way. I'm not even gonna lie. When they released it as the cheapest car in India, I was like, oh wow, look at that, that's a cheap ass car. So yeah, even I'm to blame. Even I'm talking about myself also. I written that I'd choose Bajaj CNG over Ola, and yep, I would do that any time of day. The Bajaj Freedom 125, such an amazing advancement towards the daily commuter section. Seat is gigantic. I really like how big the seat is, and this huge tank. The tank is just huge. And yeah, there were heavy concerns regarding the CNG tank in the Freedom 125. It's right underneath your crotch of them exploding. Primary concern was the tank is right between your privates. If the CNG were to explode, your privates would be public. Oh yeah, these are earplugs. It's a must-have if you're a two-wheeler rider, extensive rider like me. I am giving you this information because my ears are making that constant sound. I think I have a little bit tinnitus. See, love hurts. I'll bring that up again and again. Love definitely hurts, one way or the other. I swear, man. This is one thing I hate about the police. No, officer, I've never went fast in my life. Not even back there. Sir, I'm obviously not going to overtake you. Come on. Why did you have to honk? You wouldn't let me. Dear officer. 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 Hey, officer.